Welcome back, DBE fam. So we are coming to the end of 2023, which is pretty crazy to think about. And with the end of the year usually comes a lot of reflection, introspection, and planning for the year to come. So a conversation that I'm having a ton in a lot of different rooms, whether I'm speaking on stage, I'm with my elite mastermind gals, I'm in a coaching program, or just even in the DMs, is this question of, should I invest in a course, a coaching program, or a mastermind? So I want to break down from my experience how I really see what a course is, what a group coaching program is, what a mastermind is, who it's for. And really, ultimately, I just want to help you make a better informed decision for what might be best for you, your business, the season you're in, what you're going to get out of each, what you can expect from each, so on and so forth. So get your pen, get your notebook, let's get into it. All right. Before I can break them down like in the chunky monkey way, whatever that means, we're going to just talk about what these things are. A course. Generally speaking, a course is going to be a little bit more DIY, do it yourself, more self-study. It's going to typically be self-paced. Usually it's going to focus on a specific topic. So we have a ton of courses on our website. We have one that specifically talks about money and money mindset. We have one that you can go through at your own pace that's going to talk about social media and different social media strategies. We have one on manifestation. We have one on the psychology of sales and the psychology of content. So generally, a course is really great for the person who is a self-starter. They're highly disciplined. They're looking for the kind of quote, what and the how strategies. They want the framework. They want the blueprint. They want to just plug in into their business and go at their own time, their own speed, and their own pace. So I would say if you're thinking about a course, that would most likely be something for a specific skill set or a strategy or a method or a process that you want to learn. And if you are thinking about a course, then you're likely in a place in your business that you just need to like turn the dial or pull the lever a little bit. And your main focus, if you are looking at a course, would most likely not be community, live coaching, personalized, individualized feedback, so on and so forth. Now, again, when I'm giving you these definitions, they're very broad. I'm like painting with a broad brush here, but this is generally how I see these things as someone who has been in this industry for well over a decade. Okay, moving on to coaching or group coaching. Of course, when you come to coaching, you can fall in the camp of one-on-one coaching or mentorship. You can fall into the camp of group coaching or mentorship. So really, let's just break this down at the beginning. The difference between one-on-one versus group is not rocket science. You're typically going to be working with someone in a one-on-one capacity, or you're going to be in a group capacity. If you are in a group container, that can be small group, it could be large group. I've seen and run everything in between from doing 2-on-1, which I guess technically would be group, all the way up to 100-on-1. I've been in rooms where it's even larger than that. So let's just kind of put coaching under, like we're talking about coaching and it has those two different like little brackets underneath it right now. So again, depending on what you're looking for, it could be very different. But coaching generally is going to be you're learning knowledge, strategy, theory, and getting support and accountability directly from said coach or the mentor. If it is a group coaching container, you're also going to be getting accountability and support and brainstorming and ideas and cheerleading and so on and so forth from your peers inside of the group. Typically speaking, a group coaching program or a one-on-one coaching container is going to be a more robust transformation than maybe that course where you're coming in to learn that one thing. Now, in my world, in DBE, so Digital Business Evolution is our company, in our world, our group coaching programs are a one-stop shop. It's for the person who's craving it all. They want the community, they want the coaching, they want the content. And in our world, you also want the continuing education. This type of container is going to walk you step by step through a proven framework. It's going to give you the support, the accountability, the cheerleading, and so on and so forth, like I said before. You can get ideas, you can get motivation, but at the end of the day, you're looking for a little bit of handholding by methods that have been proven to work. There's some self-discipline here. Of course, action takers are money makers. You got to lead yourself. But at the same time, there is that safety net to safeguard you against from the moments where it gets hard, because it's really not a question of if your digital business entrepreneurial journey is going to get hard. It's a matter of when it's going to get hard. So when you're feeling stuck or lost or frustrated, this is a really great space for you to step into, and that would be group coaching. Similarly, one-on-one coaching is going to have those elements, but of course you would be missing the community aspect of it. One-on-one coaching generally has a little bit more of that one-on-one custom feedback, depending on how your mentor works with you, how much outreach you have, how much touch point you have, proximity to that mentor you have, that might be different. I know for me, I haven't offered one-on-one coaching in well over a year. That's something that I'm just not really offering in my business anymore. But when I did do that, my one-on-one clients would not only get access to me in a one-on-one capacity, but I actually would also put them into different group containers that I had so that they could actually get that accountability and support if they wanted to. And in addition, I would still give them the course portal. So if they were coming in as a one-on-one client on a high level, they would get our elite mastermind course portal, or they might get our mid-tier mentorship portal that we have, or maybe even our signature program Empower portal. That way I'm not having to double down on the work that I'm doing. And it's not about me being lazy. It's just like, here's this really great content that you might need in your business. And so there's no point in me spending our hour conversation that we're doing one-on-one, reteaching you something that you can just go learn inside of a portal. So courses, generally DIY self-study. Group coaching is going to be much more of a back and forth type of a coaching container, like a traditional back and forth coaching relationship. And then a mastermind, the definition, like the true form of a mastermind when it started back in, I think the 1920s, is peer-to-peer focused. It's drawing from experience and expertise that everybody individually in the room has. It's not coming from just the coach, the mentor, or the facilitator. So a mastermind should not be your coach or facilitator or mentor being up on this pedestal, this guru that you're learning from. A mastermind typically is going to have a very broad array of focuses because everybody in the room, while they might be working towards a similar goal, their goal might not be exactly the same. So when you look at the context of a lot of business masterminds, there might be people in the room who are focusing on launching their signature program. Someone else might be hosting an event for the first time. Somebody else might be writing a book. Somebody else might be adding offers to their product suite. And somebody else might be looking to hire someone. So everyone in the room might have a different focus, but their goal to get to their end point may still be like-minded. In that room of examples I just gave you, maybe all of those people are really looking to scale their business or start automating their business so that they can step away from it a little bit. A mastermind could be, for example, a group of people peer-to-peer learning with experience where everybody is just starting a podcast and everyone's in there doing podcast stuff and it's a podcast mastermind. So it still could be very specific, but the context, again, generally speaking, a broad term mastermind for business building is going to be a little bit more open-ended. When you are approaching a mastermind, a traditional mastermind, like our DBE Elite Mastermind, you have got your business foundations on lock. You have been busy in your business, and now you want to step out and work on your business. It's all about expanding your network, your ideas, your opportunity. It's about learning different strategies that are working for different people in different businesses, taking those strategies and maybe trying them on for size, seeing if you like them, seeing how it fits, seeing how it feels, and then ultimately continuing to build and scale your business by design. A mastermind is going to be great for somebody who really is craving that community. Like I said, you've been so busy in your business for so long with your blinders on and your head down that you maybe haven't come up for air in a really long time, kind of like how I'm talking on this podcast episode right now. And so you're feeling maybe a little bit lonely, maybe a little bit like you've outgrown some of your friends and family from, let's say, back home or college or your old job, and you can't have the same type of expansive conversations with those people. And so you want to be surrounded with similar like-minded people who are going through similar experiences, who are dreaming even bigger. You are obviously looking for support, cheerleading, and guidance, but you don't necessarily need a ton of support one-on-one. You don't really need a ton of handholding. You're really in an implementation phase and less of a consumption phase. If we go back to courses, a lot of times people who are joining courses and coaching programs are in a bit more of the consumption phase. Of course, they're implementing, because without implementation, we don't get transformation. Right? It's information plus implementation equals transformation, i.e. the information from the course, the podcast, the book, etc., plus action equals results. That's what that means. But a lot of times at the beginning parts of your journey, you're a little bit more into the consumption phase, like tons of podcasts, tons of books, tons of courses, all the free downloads. And as you start to really grow and scale your business, again, context of this podcast is business building, then you start to really shift more into the implementation phase. And it really becomes a question of how fast can you move. In fact, this past weekend, I was with my mentor who I've been with for 3 years now. And he was talking, I was on a panel. It was how to scale to 7 figures. And on this panel, people in the audience were asking us questions. And one of the questions or one of the insights that somebody had was the rate at which we all on the panel make decisions and make moves. It was really interesting to see there were 7 of us that have multiple 7-figure businesses. And looking at us versus maybe some of the people in the audience who are at the beginning phase or hadn't reached 6 figures yet. And this has nothing to do with money. It's just the milestone marker of what we were talking about. It was like, wow, so many people in the audience are still stuck in the, I'm not really sure. Is it the right fit? Does this feel aligned? I don't know my niche. I'm too scared to go live, versus the people on stage like myself, who we take the information and we implement immediately. We're told a redirection and we implement immediately. And maybe for some of us, everyone on stage, we have teams. And so it's like, how fast can your team move? How fast can you make decisions, whether you're working alone or with a team? So again, real broad strokes here, but the way that I see the course versus coaching versus mastermind is sort of different levels of your journey might require different things. Now, the interesting thing is I have been in masterminds since 2014, so almost a decade. I've been in group coaching programs since 2014, 15 as well. And I have been taking courses since even before then, probably 2012. There are certain times in my business and my experience that I am going to plug into a course. Like I just bought one recently. Actually, like 2 weeks ago, I bought a course. So I'm not above courses. It doesn't mean that once you come out of courses, you no longer go back. Similarly, it doesn't mean that I'll never buy something low ticket again because rooms I'm in maybe are higher ticket. And in the same breath, because you invested X amount once doesn't mean your next investment has to be bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I might be in a $30,000 mastermind, but also buying $97 courses and putting myself into $3,000 group coaching programs while simultaneously hiring a $15,000 consultant. I said that weird, consultant, to help me with a particular one-on-one type of a thing. So there's different seasons, reasons, and phases in your business. And something that I recently shared on a podcast recently, as in like 10 minutes ago, I was recording a podcast with somebody. We talk a lot about seasons in your business. And I want to give you a reframe here, not a reframe, but just like an analogy, because I heard this recently and it like just blew my brain. It was like such a huge, expansive moment for me. Now, I don't have children yet, but with kids, we always talk about them being in a phase, right? So, oh, she's teething. Don't worry. It's just a phase. He's not sleeping through the night anymore. Don't worry. It's just a phase. Oh, terrible too. It's just a phase. Don't worry. Right. And we can do that the entire life of our child until teenage years, probably until their 20s or my parents, honestly, I'm 39. My parents are probably still saying that about me right now. It's just a phase. It will pass. It's temporary, right? When we approach our business, we often talk about seasons of our business. But when I got this visual analogy of how we treat children and them being in phases, I had this like massive aha moment where it was like, oh man, it's the exact same thing in our business as well. It's just a phase. And here's the thing that we don't talk about enough. When you're in the down, when you're in the slump, when you're in the confused and the stuck and it's not working and the frustrated and wanting to just burn it all down, we all know like it's a season, it's a phase, and you could tell yourself that until you're blue in the face to hopefully make yourself feel better. But what I also want to encourage you to do is that when it's working and it's great and you're getting clients and people in your DMs and you're making money and everything feels easy and aligned and effortless and flowy, it's also just a phase. It's also just a phase. And I'm not saying that it won't last forever, but I'm saying that it won't last forever. And it's a roller coaster. And that's the whole entire journey of entrepreneurship. So breaking it down real simply, I hope this made sense for you today. As you are approaching and looking into your 2024, I would love to hear from you. What is your first investment? What are you investing in? And realize also that investments don't have to just be financial. It could be something that you're energetically or time investing into. So maybe it's just a new podcast that you're listening to. Maybe you downloaded somebody's free training that you're going through and you're really focused on one particular thing. But where are you at right now? Do me a favor, take a screenshot of this episode, share it on social media, tag me at I am Jessica DeRose. And most importantly, let me know, or if you don't want to do that, just slide into my DMs, I am Jessica DeRose, and let me know, where's your first investment of 2024? Again, paid or unpaid. Are you really looking at something specific and really like on a specific topic, self-paced, really hyper-focused, sort of self-study DIY type of course? Are you looking more for mentorship and coaching, albeit in a group or one-on-one, but you're really looking to be led by a mentor, supported, and have that accountability from a group with more of a broad promise, more of a robust promise? Or are you jumping into some sort of a mastermind, whether it's a short container or a long container? I have seen people on the internet selling masterminds as short as a few weeks. I don't really know that I love that. I feel like that's a good sprint. That's a good boot camp, a good accelerator. But when I see a mastermind, I'm really seeing it as a longer term, not saying it has to be a year, but a longer term commitment to one another. Because again, with a mastermind, you're not just buying into the coach or the mentor, you're buying into the room, which is why I deeply, deeply believe it's so important to make sure that there are interviews or application processes that go down when it is a mastermind, because the facilitator's job is to make sure that everybody in the room is the right fit, that everybody in the room has similar experiences, or not experiences, but similar goals, I should say, who could bring in experiences to add value to the room, have the right energy, have the right vibe, are in there for the right reasons. And with that, I'm also just going to shamelessly plug, I'm just going to shout it out because, I mean, come on, it's literally my job. If you have a solution to a problem, it's your responsibility to share it with the world. And so I do have a solution to a problem. If you are a person, a coach, a service provider who has been in business previously, meaning you are not a beginner and you have experience launching, you have some clients, you've made some revenue, you have experience that you can bring to the table, and you are looking for a home for your 2024, and we have not talked about our DBE Elite Mastermind yet, I deeply encourage you to book an interview call. Remember, you cannot read a prescription bottle from the inside, and most of us are approaching our businesses and our decisions from the inside of the bottle. When you're in a high-level container like our Elite Mastermind, you get perspective and insight from other entrepreneurs, as well as myself and our team, to really help you plug into different strategies, to try different components, different elements in your business to accelerate your growth. So you can head over to the link in our show notes, read more about our Elite Mastermind. It is a year-long container starting in January, going all the way through December of 2024. Imagine where your life could be a year from now. We've got 3 in-person retreats where we meet up so we can play bigger, we can lean on each other. You're going to be increasing your visibility, collaborating with other people. You get to tap into my network that I've been growing, again, financially and just time-wise and energetically for over a decade. We bring those people in, you get immediate, instant access, intimate access to some of the biggest thought leaders and entrepreneurs in the industry. So enough about that. If you're someone who is looking for a home for 2024 and you have been interested in working with my team and I, we've got those retreats, we got virtual hot seat coaching, we've got all sorts of stuff. I would encourage you to click the link in the show notes and at least take a look at the mastermind page. You'll notice on there is a revenue minimum. I will say right now, if you're not quite at that revenue minimum, it is still a really good idea for you to at least book your interview call with me, or at the very least, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. I am Jessica DeRose, and let me know that you're thinking about it, but you're not sure because you're not sure if you've actually hit that revenue requirement. It's really just there so that we're making sure that people are coming into the room who have experience. We don't want people coming into our mastermind who are brand new at business. But also, if you are brand new at business, if you're in the ideation phase, you're in the creation phase, you've tried launching something a couple times, maybe it has or has not worked, and you're still really in that building phase to get that proof of concept before you optimize and then scale, POS, proof of concept, optimization, scaling, we've got stuff coming up for you too. We've got many things actually coming up for you in the beginning of the new year. So make sure you stick around. That's it, my friends. As always, cheers to your evolution. Thanks so much for listening. Can't wait to connect with you on the gram. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you loved this episode, I invite you to be a part of our ripple effect and share it with a friend. And please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I'll be forever grateful. Until next time, cheers to your evolution.